I thought I'd do a video of a little bit of the process of what goes into making these shirts, and I just want to say a big thank you to everyone who's purchased one. But I'll show you, this one is a pine green one, and they all say on the front left, leave the road, take the tracks. And then on this side we have a picture of my car, which I designed myself. I don't know if you can see, we've got the B4x4 on the number plate there, and you know, leave the road, take the tracks. That's not a, you know, that doesn't leave much up to the imagination, you know. I've got a few questions about the shirts and, you know, the quality of them and whatnot, which I totally understand. I don't know if you can see, but the brand that I'm using is AS Color, and they're a pretty popular brand among like screen printing companies, and I've bought shirts in the past from other companies that use AS Color shirts. They're an Australian brand and they're quite a nice material, like the sewing on them is really good. I'm not using like cheap Kmart shirts or anything like that. These are good quality ones. And this shirt here that I'm wearing, I've had for pretty much like close to a year, and I've worn it at least once a week. And you know, skirt gets washed once a week, and you know, it's still holding its shape. It hasn't shrunk, hasn't changed in color. So they are a good quality t-shirt. So yeah, this one's in the pine green. And I've got 2 new orders that I'm going to be doing. So I'll be doing the navy in an extra large, and then also the pine green in a medium. And this will be going all the way over to Western Australia. So pretty excited about that. I've sent a few over to Western Australia now, which is cool. I don't know if you've seen in quite a fair few of the videos that I've been doing, because it's like winter time at the moment. Or I think winter just finished a couple of days ago, but I've been wearing a jumper which I made, which I've been thinking about putting on the website, but it just has on the front in big writing, leave the road, take the tracks, and then the same design of the car and the circle like that. This one was just a test print one, but let me know, and if you guys like this color too, this sandy color, because might order in some shirts. This, I like how it's got the big leave the road, take the tracks. It's a hoodie, and it's quite thick too. And I don't know if you can see, like it's a nice woolly sort of interior, and this is what I've been wearing pretty much every day of winter, and it's kept me nice and warm. And I also like the colour too. But yeah, let me know if you guys like this, because I might come out with some jumpers. I know it's probably not the right time of the year to come out with jumpers, but I still feel like the southern states of Australia might like this. And I'll show you the screen print that I have. So this is the design. It might be back to front for you guys, but yeah, leave the road, take the tracks. So I just put the shirt down on a board, and then I put this down, and I have a special screen printing paint, and I screen print it, and then it's like left on the shirt. Gotta let it dry, and then I also have a like iron press that gets up to 320 degrees Fahrenheit, and that's what cures the ink to the actual shirt. So there's a lot that goes into it, but yeah. This was all handmade by me. I got an old canvas, and I sliced the canvas out, and then I don't know if you can see through, like, see how it's like a mesh, you can see through it. So I got a special screen printing mesh, and then I've stapled it around the outsides, because you've got to pull it really nice and tight. And then you have a screen printing emulsion that you have to put on, which isn't cheap, but it cures to the UV light. So you put it on, and then I have a vinyl cutting machine which I cut out this design on the vinyl cutter, and then you let it sit in the sun, and the UV cures everywhere where the sticker isn't, so wherever it's shadow it won't cure, and then you hose it out, and that's what leaves you with the mesh part that the paint goes through. So those clear bits that, you know, you can see like my hand moving through, those bits where the paint goes through. And then yeah, there's a lot of work that's gone behind. It's been about a year in the making, and yeah, I've sold quite a fair few. I am thinking about going up a size, because I only have medium, large and extra large. I've had quite a fair few people messaging me wanting an XXL, so I'll probably do that with my next order, but I have to do a bulk order to keep the prices down. So if I were to just order 5 XXL shirts, the shirts themselves would cost more than what I actually sell them for, because there's not a big like profit margin in it. This is more just for fun and for getting my name out there. So thank you to everyone who's been buying, and yeah, I'll show you what the screen printing process is like, and if you have more questions, let me know. At the moment I just have the one design. I wouldn't mind expanding and doing a few more designs. It's a long process to come up with just this design on its own. But yeah. I'll walk you through the screen printing process. So first of all, you want a nice solid board to put the t-shirt on like this, and you want to just make sure the t-shirt's nice and even so that you're able to get the design you want in the middle of the t-shirt. And then here I'm using Speedball screen printing ink, and I just have this little spatula that I put on. And as you can see, I also put some paint in the gaps because you want to make sure you have enough paint to cover the whole design, and I just find putting little dots of paint all around the place makes sure that I get a nice even spread. You definitely want to have more paint than not enough. And then as you'll see, I've got my squeegee, and sorry that it's not in the screen at the moment, but what I'm doing is flooding the screen, which is pretty much just pushing the paint through the mesh first of all before I put it down, so that I get a nice even coat once I start actually squeegeeing through. And then I have like a little bit of a stencil so I know where to place the shirt, and I do a couple of passes. I'm holding the squeegee at about a 45-degree angle, and as you can see here, I do a little bit of a lighter coat, and then I go again hard on that 45-degree angle to really push that paint in. So I do a couple passes. Some screen printers reckon you only have to do 2 or 3 passes, and I obviously do a bit more. This is just what works for me. But yeah, I like doing a bit of a light coat and then pushing really hard to get that ink through. Sorry that this unfocuses, but it will focus back up in a minute and you can see what the design actually looks like. So then here I flood the screen again so I can use this screen on the navy blue t-shirt. And then I just take the shirt off this board and I put it on a coat hanger and let it hang up somewhere where it can dry for a couple of hours before I take it inside to use that really hot press to cure the ink to the shirt. And I'm pretty much doing the exact same thing when it comes to this navy blue shirt. As you can see, I've got a fair bit of paint on the screen and I'm going in a couple of different directions. I'm also doing a little bit of that light coat and then pushing hard to really get that paint sitting through that mesh. Yeah, like I said, it's just a lot of trial and error, but yeah, you definitely want to have the squeegee on a 45-degree angle and have nice pressure. As you can see, I did a couple more coats on this navy blue than what I did on the other one. It's really hard to tell, if you've done a solid, nice, even coverage, so that's why I always do a couple more just to be safe. So this right here is pretty much just a giant iron. It's a big hot press. Had to buy this because your normal household iron doesn't get up to the temperature you need to really cure the design down. So I have it at 320 Fahrenheit, but it just depends on what paint you're using because they all have different specifications on how hot they need to be to cure and for how long you need to cure them for. Some you only need 60 seconds, some you might need 3 minutes. But it's a pretty handy little hot press that I have there. It wasn't cheap, but it is a necessity to make sure that the paint actually cures to the t-shirts. And then I do these exact same steps to get the logo on the front of the t-shirt as well. There's just no point of me showing you the same process twice when, it ends in the same result. And then I use a lint roller to get off any dust that's on the shirts before I fold them off, ready to ship to you guys. I know that this was just a very quick little tutorial, but I hope you guys like a little bit of the behind the scenes to see how, these shirts are made. There's a lot of time and effort that go into these, and like I said, I'd like to expand and maybe bring out some jumpers. Just let me know what you guys would like to see and I'll try working on it if possible. Yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed and you like this little behind the scenes.